now. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Okay, tonight's session is all about Sayang away, COVID and its aftermath. So if you or your loved one has had or is having COVID, this will be a very useful session. I'm Sharon, and the other co-host is Sylvia. So she's the one who's going to go through with us the bulk of this whole session. So just a brief introduction about myself. I have been a nurse for over 20 years, and currently I'm a freelance private nurse. I specialize in wound as well as home-based dialysis. For the past few years, I have picked up a lot of TCM tips, and that is also thanks to Sylvia. And it has been very useful for my family because in times when we have pain or any discomfort, right, TCM actually came in very useful. Okay, so we're going to share with you some information about it. There's 3 parts to it. What you can do when it comes to meridian therapy. Second is the type of food that will actually help to relieve some of the symptoms, as well as why supplements makes a difference. Okay, so we are going to start off with the slides. Okay, so Sayang is actually a group that started by Sylvia. And let me introduce her a bit further. Okay, so Sylvia actually spent 10 years in media industry as a GM of a travel publication. And because she had a very hectic travel schedule, so she had hormonal imbalance, bronchitis, chronic back pain, as well as burnout. So in desperation, she found a solution for chronic back pain, and that's when she chanced upon a workshop from a Hong Kong expert on meridian therapy in 2015. She was very amazed that simple acupressure on certain meridian points can help to relieve the pain and ill health that she has been suffering for many years. So this sparked her interest. She went deeper into it, and she attended a lot of workshops as well. She also held quite a lot of public workshops that focus on meridian therapy under the SG Learn Seed Fund. Okay, so these are some of the companies that she has been to for meridian therapy workshop, like Singtel, the Polo Club, the Edge, Allstat. And she's also a STADA certified trainer since 2019. And she just completed a practitioner diploma in Chinese medicine health management. And she has also completed the MindScape system curriculum by the International Body Talk Association. Currently, she is studying functional medicine. Okay. So there are a few workshops that's run by her Sayang group that includes like pain management, Sayang Woman, Sayang Child, Sayang Happy, Sayang Slimmer, Sayang Diabetes Management, Sayang Insomnia, and Sayang Hair. Okay, so now I'm going to invite Sylvia to share with her story about how she handled her COVID.
Hi everyone. Okay, am I pinned already? Y'all can see me? Okay, if you can see me, maybe just put a 1 in the chat. Thank you very much. Okay, great. So this is a little bit about my story. So how many of you here have actually recovered from COVID or gotten COVID before? How many of you have actually gotten it a second time? Okay, so actually I'm sure many of you who are here have probably yourself or maybe hear someone who actually has this thing called long COVID. Okay, so actually from the time that your COVID test become positive, actually before that, you already have the virus. Okay, but it takes a while before it actually become positive. So the story goes, actually I was on the way out to meet some friends, and I will test every single morning before I go out, and my test was actually negative, and I was getting this headache. I don't even know how I got it. Okay, but this headache was so bad. It felt like the grandmother of all headaches, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't drink enough water because maybe I was having drinks the night before. It's a hangover, because I tested negative, so I thought I was okay. So this is what happened. Okay, so day one, actually I got my infection 1st of March, so very easy to track, you know. So the symptoms appeared, okay? And then what happened is, okay, on the second day, the end of the second day, okay, I was actually more than 80% recovered because I was sparring myself, I was doing meridian therapy and all that kind of thing, you know. And then what happened is that, I don't know why, 4th day, I actually fully recovered. No cough, no sore throat, no nothing, okay? No symptoms already, okay? And then day 6, I started coughing again. It felt as if my lungs was on fire and I started having chronic fatigue. Okay, and day 10, okay, I finally heard somebody, 名师指点, you know, like an angel spoke to me, okay. One of my business partners said, hey, she was in Yuliansang, then she heard this person talking to somebody with COVID, said, hey, you know, this virus actually move from your nose to your throat, all the way to the lung one. Oh. So it's not so mild like what they actually tell you, okay. And what happened is that when I heard this, I was like, wow, you mean this TCM medicine, you must take it for what, 2 boxes before it's effective. Oh, I didn't know, because when my symptoms disappeared, end of day 2, I said, oh, recover already, don't need to take anymore. How many of you are like that? Don't need to take anymore. I just, oh, I recovered already lah. So I left it be, and then I was like happily going about my day and watching Korean drama because, you know, quarantine, nothing much you can do, right? Okay, when I heard the advice of, okay, this is what I must do. Oh, basically you must actually take your this lianhua, at least 2 boxes. After that, you must take dongcong cao, which is cordyceps, before your lung can recover. So I started taking cordyceps and all that, and really by day 21, my phlegm actually cleared. Okay, and you can see actually for me, it was 6 days I was already negative. Okay, which was actually less than 6 days, it's only 4 days. So actually it was quite fast. But I stayed in quarantine for 7 days because at that time you probably didn't know what was going on, right? Okay, so earlier in the COVID story, okay, what happened is that, you know, a lot of people say, now COVID is like so common, everybody has it, right? But it's not the time to let our guard down, okay? Because I'm sure a lot of you, those who have recovered from COVID, have some form of side effects from COVID, right? So earlier in the COVID story, okay, this is what happens, okay? So early stages, this is what the findings of the scientists were. Okay, early stages, okay, you can only see a little bit in the lungs. Okay, this is early stage COVID. Then ultra early stage. Then early stage, you start to see all these little white dots are coming out, if you can see on my screen. Okay, and then the rapid stage, the moment you get the symptoms, suddenly you fall sick very fast, right? Okay, confirm COVID already, wow, or the high fever, sore throat, everything all come. That is considered the rapid progression stage. Okay, and as you can see, okay, this is in the diaphragm and the lungs. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit whiter and all that. And then the consolidation stage is where, you know, the fibrosis happen. Okay, so some people I have seen that got referred to me, they said, oh, the doctor, the lung specialist found cysts in my lungs post-COVID. Wow, I'm so worried. What am I going to do? I mean, these are non-cancerous to start with, but it's basically caused by the COVID virus. But I'm having difficulty breathing, you know. Okay, so that is where the consolidation stage is already. And of course, the last stage is called the dissipation stage. Okay, if it goes to this stage, actually you're very lucky. That means it's healing already. But for a lot of people, actually it doesn't even go to that stage. But can you see that even at this stage, you are still having the white dots in the lungs? Okay, so you're actually still having this virus in the lungs, and that's why you actually have long COVID. Okay, so next. So there's this clinical study by a few, it's like a collab of some university, some research center. You can see Tianjin lah, Beijing lah, okay, UK lah, China lah, Hangzhou, all that came together and did this clinical study about traditional Chinese medicine in COVID. Okay, COVID-19. So this is the different stages. Okay, so as you can see, this is just the observation stage. I mean, just starting only. Okay, it's just like going into, this is the coronavirus lah. Okay, it's just going into your cells and then, you know, disrupting your cells and DNA and all that kind of thing. And then that's where you enter the mild stage. Okay, so the mild stage in TCM, we actually call this, that's where the you get fong and xie, you get cold damp. It's like, actually, you caught a cold, right? You have a flu. It feels like it's mild. Okay, so this is where it actually started. okay, then you enter the moderate stage. Okay, so some people say, ew, I only enter the mild stage and I recover. Okay, I'm sorry for those of you, bad news. Okay, if you have the very short COVID, you have a big one coming up. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how you can prevent the big one from coming up. Okay, if you don't believe me, I'll just ask your friends around you. Those who have 1-2 day COVID, most of the time they have a big, like a flu after that. Even if they don't fall sick, they don't have a positive, but they actually feel like, wow, I want to die. I've never had a flu like this before. Okay, then we have the moderate stage. Moderate stage is when these cold dampness have actually turned into toxins in your lungs already. And it's actually what we call cold damp obstructing the lungs. Okay, that's where you start to have the phlegm. This may be the 3rd day, the 4th day, something like that. Okay, and then it reached the severe stage. Okay, so what's this severe stage? Severe stage, okay, so most people will recover after the moderate stage. Okay, like for me, because by the 2nd day, I was like maybe 80% recovered already. I already like, oh, I have already passed this stage. I never got to the severe stage, but some people do get to this severe stage where this damn toxin I have been telling you about have actually turned epidemic already. Okay, and it's actually blocking your lung qi. Okay, can you see blocking lung qi, blazing of qi and yin. Okay, and of course, when you have the critical stage is why some people can actually die from COVID, okay? Because all these toxins that I have been telling you about are actually blocking all the organs, okay? So we think it's lungs, right? Okay, but from the lungs, it has actually entered into your gut, okay? It has entered into your brain, it has gone to your liver, it has gone to your kidneys, and it has gone to your heart, okay? So case in point, I actually had a client who from the cyst in the lungs got referred to a cardiologist. They say, cardiologist, hey, maybe your heart got problem, post-COVID. Okay. And she was like, wow, what's going on? But after she took cordyceps, actually she found that, the breathing and all that went back to normal. Okay. Why? Because when you are at this severe or critical stage, can you see that when you tonify your qi and you prevent exhaustion, you cool the blood and you nourish your yin, you will actually restore this consciousness. Okay, so we are actually here to help and tell you from this stage to this stage to this stage. And if you have already encountered the severe stage, maybe not at the critical yet, how to actually save yourself back. And these are really all the organs that this COVID virus can actually go into. So for example, some people say, hey, I LS a lot. I have very bad diarrhea or like very bad gastric after COVID. That's because the virus has actually gone into your gut. Okay. If you're feeling like, oh, I need to go toilet all the time. Okay. The virus has actually gone into your, kidney. And if you feel that, hey, I'm always tired. Okay. It's actually in your liver. And if you're feeling the brain fog, okay, or headaches, massive headaches, even after the first stage, okay, the virus is making your way in the way into your brain cells. Okay, sounds very morbid, right? Okay, don't worry. Actually, very simple. It's basically a fight, okay, between your 正气 and the 邪气. Okay, you are having a war in your body. Okay, and at every stage, actually, you can help your body to recover. Okay, I will show you what is the points that you can use. So, okay, we rewind a bit, okay, concept of meridian. So imagine this, okay, so we're in Singapore, right? We have the blue line, the green line, the purple line, the red line of all the train tracks in the body. So imagine the top of your head, okay, is maybe the city hall line, okay, where the center of your shen lies, okay, and your legs is maybe the woodlands line, okay, so from the city hall, you go all the way to woodlands, okay, maybe go all the way down, okay, and then after that, the left and the right of the body, what do you have? Okay, you have the east-west line, for example. Okay, what if one of the train station break down? Okay, what happens? Okay, so, okay, I have a visual for you, okay? So, okay, this is the Singapore train track, okay, for those of you tuning in from overseas. Okay, so obviously, if you have a breakdown in the west side, you say, it's okay because I stay in Pasir Ris. Okay, or if you have a breakdown in Harbourfront, say, oh, I don't care because I'm up in Sengkang. Okay, but what if all the major stations start to have a breakdown? Okay, all the transport system of your qi and your life force, okay, is actually being obstructed. Okay, can you imagine just one lung channel having a problem under attack? it can actually spread to all the rest of your internal organs. Okay, so can you imagine if you can actually repair, okay, that blockage, what will happen? Okay, so this is a story about my niece. Okay, so my niece didn't get COVID, but I think her body changed the COVID virus into pneumonia because my sister caught the virus from her without stepping out of the house. Okay, so story of my niece. Okay, so this is her. Okay, hospitalized, very poor thing, on a drip already at a very young age. Okay, because the pneumonia was nothing like we had ever seen before. Okay, and she was having a fight with her milk bottle because she refused to eat, she refused to drink, and she refused to even drink water or milk. Okay, those of you who are mummies here, you will know when they get to this stage, it's really crying non-stop, very hard to handle. And also at the same time, okay, they are always like feeling very tired, and it's like the doctor don't even know what's going on. It's like, oh, we have to test her, Lord. Then we put her on antibiotic, then we put her on drip, and we see what works. Okay, and scroll forward, this is just a few hours later, that's her eating her cake. Okay, and that's amazing. Okay, she literally went from this, puking her milk out and being green in the face. Okay, this is after I did meridian therapy on her, just by unblocking some of the channels that she have. And this is after the gua sha therapy. Can you see this face, the first one, to this, how much the face actually changed? And this was just within a couple of hours. I think if I'm not wrong, it was just 2 hours. Okay, this is such a drastic change, right? So imagine if you're like sick with COVID right now, and then this is your face. Okay, just by following the tips I'm going to give you, you can literally transition from this to this. Okay, you can like feel like, wow, at least, I think this one at least 50% better lah. Okay, next. So how do you actually stimulate these acupoints and actually repair the MRT station that I told you about just now? Okay, so you can massage, you can go for exercise. Okay, so massage is like you just press. Like when after you go for a massage, you actually feel very good because the muscle will actually move your chi when she massage for you. Okay, and of course, after a yoga class or after like you go running, you go stretching, you feel very good because when you exercise, the muscles will actually squeeze the chi along your meridian channel and you feel a lot better. Okay, so fact, okay, your meridian channel, your blood vessel, and your lymphatic channel was all formed at the same time when you're just a fetus in your mommy's tummy. Okay, that is how important this meridian system is. Okay, of course, you can also do gua sha when you actually do something to comb. Okay, and over here, I actually do something called machine gua sha. Okay, where I actually use a machine that is charged with electrotherapy to actually take, not only move the qi, but also take out whatever is the obstruction. Okay, so this is a meridian clock or the body clock that goes on every day in our body. And this clock is actually scientifically proven to exist because of circadian rhythm, the rising and the falling of the tides according to the moon magnetism. Okay, so of course, the circadian rhythm don't teach you what is the timing lah. Okay, this one only TCM teach you lah. Okay, but it is proven that our body actually have a clock whereby different parts of the organ will actually have energy or detox at that certain time. Okay, so if you are having COVID or you are suffering the side effects of COVID, what you will find is that between the timing of 3 to 5 a.m., you will always wake up coughing. Like, I can't sleep, I'm like rolling or coughing during this time. Okay, it's a sign to tell you that, hey, your lungs, there is still some of those white dots that I've shown you just now, and you need to detox it out. Okay, maybe some of you who actually wake up during this timing, you can actually give me a 5 or something like that. Tell me, hey, between 3 to 5 a.m., I actually, wake up coughing. Okay, so that is when your lungs is actually detoxing. Okay, and some people say, hey, I want to know what's the best time to eat breakfast. Okay, actually, the best time to eat breakfast is 7 to 9. Okay, when you eat breakfast between 7 to 9, your body will automatically burn fat. Okay, and then the best time to drink water, okay, is actually 3 to 5 p.m. without water retention, because that is when your kidney and bladder energy is actually at the highest. Okay, so if you follow this body clock and live your life according to this body clock, your body will be very, very good. It will be in equilibrium, okay? Okay, so how many meridians are there in our body? So we have actually 12 principal meridians and 8 extraordinary meridians. Okay, so remember that train line I was telling you about earlier? Okay, these are all the train tracks. Okay, so as you can see, we really have the green line, the blue line, the red line, and the yellow line in our body, just like our Singapore MRT system. Okay, and they are actually transporting this thing called qi of the body. Is the vital life force that we have. Okay, so when we have COVID, actually this qi is actually affected. Okay, and that's why you feel so tired and you feel like, oh, why is this sickness not going away? Okay, and of course, if you say, hey, actually I feel fine, but after fighting a war, don't you think you should sharpen your knives? Okay, and clean all your weapons? Okay, after fighting a war, nourish your lungs back. Okay, I'll share with you how. Okay, so how many meridians are there on our arms? We're going to focus on our arms today. So if you hold up your left hand together with me, okay, so for the lungs, okay, we actually have here, this point here, this is the lung for the thumb. Okay, so if you're coughing, one of the things you can do is actually just massage your thumb like that. Maybe you cannot see. Okay, just massage it like that. Okay, and you'll be able to see, okay, a big difference in your cough. Okay, and of course, if you have a large intestine problem like constipation, okay, it's actually on your second finger. The pericardium is on your third finger. The triple burner, which control your hormones and your lymphatic system, is actually on your fourth finger. And on the last finger, we have both the heart on the inside and the small intestine channels on the outside. Okay, so today we're going to focus on the lung meridian channel. The lung meridian channel is the channel that's responsible for the detox of our lungs, okay? And it's very closely related to also the large intestine meridian channel, okay? So a lot of people will actually have like, after COVID, I seem to have some stomach issues. That's because the lung and the large intestine are very, very closely related. They are cousins, okay? So as you can see, okay, lung here, large intestine here, they're cousins, okay? Okay, so the lung meridian channel runs from the outside, okay, of this finger all the way through here, down, okay? And it goes to this little, so if you clench your fist, you'll see it here. And then it goes and it ends here on the underside of your, just right below your collarbone, okay? So, some people say, oh, I have no eczema before. I have nothing, no problem on my skin before. But right after COVID, I feel that my skin is super dry. Okay, of course, then you need a slightly richer moisturizer because the lungs actually govern your skin. Okay, and some people say, oh, I keep having some sinus or nose issues after, my COVID. That's also because your lungs actually govern your nose. Okay, so disorders of the respiratory system, including your cough, restlessness, sore throat, is all to do with the lung meridian channel. Okay, and of course, sometimes you may even have pain in your palm, in your thumb, in the arm. Okay, it's all because your lung meridian channel is jammed. So excited. Okay, so COVID stage 1. So remember just now I said about all the different stages of COVID. Stage 1, the virus has actually entered the nose. Okay, you breathe it in. And that's the reason why we actually use the ART to test it, right? So when the virus is at the nose, this is a very, very effective point, okay, for you to actually attack the virus. So I call this the immunity point called Incredible Hulk. Okay, why? Okay, so some of you cannot remember the name. I cannot remember all these names, but you can remember this adventure called Incredible Hulk, right? So all else will just go to this point, okay? So it's very good for headache, fever, sore throat, sinus infection, red swollen eyes, as well as stomach issue. How do you find this point? You need to glide down your second finger, and it's the point whereby it hits, okay, the thumb, okay, the bone joint. So it's literally called Union Valley or 合谷. Okay, it's the fourth point of our large intestine meridian. Okay, and how I usually activate this point is you can actually do this. Okay, thumb two of your your back of the hand, okay, together like that. Okay, it will actually stimulate this point. But of course, if you are pregnant, please do not stimulate this point, okay, because this point also induces labor. Okay, of course, those of you who have the spa very easy, okay, quickly go and spa this point, okay. Okay, next. So second point that I will introduce, I call this the immunity point. It's fantastic when the virus is still at the nose, okay, and even in the throat. So this point is actually called 曲池, or it's the 11th point of the large intestine meridian. Remember just now I said that the lung and the large intestine meridian, they are cousins, they are good friends. Okay, so working on the large intestine meridian, you'll be able to work on the lung meridian channel as well. Okay, so how do you find this point? You literally put your arm over your shoulder like that, and the point that there's a fold here, okay, you can actually press it in. Okay, so this is shown on this picture here. So if you just gently massage, it should feel a little sore. Of course, if you are pressing this point and you're jumping, okay, it means that this train station is broken down, okay, it's very jammed. Okay, so Chinese, we have this saying, 痛则不通, okay, 不通则痛, okay, so if you are in pain, it means that that point is actually blocked. Okay, so this point is very good for fever, especially when you have high fevers during COVID. It's very good for colds, sore throat, red swollen eyes, blur vision, okay, as well as for headaches and dizziness. Okay, and of course, post-COVID aftercare, if you are having eczema or skin pain like rashes, you can actually activate this point and it will actually help you. Okay, and of course, during COVID, I used this point a lot to clear heat and it was so effective. Okay, I call this the Captain America point. It's like having a shield here, right? One of the Avengers shield. Okay, next, when the virus is at the nose and the throat, okay. So I woke up coughing one day and I usually have like a little roller that's on my bed and I can use it whenever, like I usually like to roll a bit, and release some points before I sleep, and it helps my sleep so much. So I actually put this point. So I was coughing so much, I was trying to see which point works, right? And I put this on my butt. Okay, and this point that's called GB30, or jumping around point. Okay, so this point, the bonus is it actually helps you with all back pain, sciatica, pain in the knees, legs, everything. Okay, and the bonus is that it also works on wind stroke and water swelling. Okay, and miraculously, it just dried up, the nasal back drip that I was having from the nose into the throat. Okay, and of course, Sharon will share with you later how to arrest, the virus when it's in your throat from a nutritional perspective. Okay, so this point on your butt is super powerful. Okay, if you're like coughing nonstop, try it, especially at the stage where it's at the nose and the throat. If it has gone into your lungs, sorry, this point cannot be. Okay, we must go to another point. Okay. So third stage, when the virus is moving into the lungs, okay, so this point is literally the gateway, okay, is the door that opens into the lung channel. Okay, we call this the 肺腧穴, or the lung shu point. It literally stands for the door into the lungs energy. Okay, so this point will actually help you to tonify your lung qi and nourish your lung yin. Okay, so if you recall just now when I said when you are at the severe and critical stage, what must you do? You must actually tonify your lung qi and clear your lung yin, correct? Okay, so this point is the one that does it. Okay, it's actually right on your back. Okay, so if you kind of see it's like between your shoulder and your armpit, right, is the middle point. Okay, so if you can't find this point, usually what I do is I just like massage the whole area, okay, then you will definitely hit this point. Okay, so it clears the heat from the lungs, and it also helps cough, asthma, chest pain, spitting of blood, okay, afternoon fever, as well as night sweats. Okay. Okay, next, the last point we have when your virus is in your lungs, okay, this is a very, very powerful point, okay, it's the first point of the lung meridian channel. Okay, so how do you find this point? So you literally go, and usually you start with the left before you go to the right, okay, because the left is where your heart starts the pumping. Okay, so how do you find this point? Okay, let me just pull down. So if you just go to where the collarbone is, you glide all the way to the end. Okay, you actually put 2 finger down, okay, is actually this point already. Okay, so again, if you cannot find it, what I will do is I will just massage this point like that. Okay, and if you are having some form of obstruction or blockages in your lungs, you will actually feel that this point will be very, very tender for you. It's like I do have some clients whereby the moment they touch it, they go, ouch. Okay, and if you are not ouching, is okay, 2 things like, is either, okay, the point is not blocked, congratulations, or the point, you got the point wrong. You didn't hit the point. Okay, so what is this zhongfu very good for? Okay, so it's very good for cough, asthma, wheezing, chest pain. Okay, and it's also good for shoulder and back pain, and it helps disperse heat from the lungs and stop coughs. Okay, so the reason why you keep coughing is because the qi of the lung is coming up and down at the same time. It's like fighting. Okay, that's why you're trying to, like, cough is a reaction to actually help balance the qi. Okay, but when you press this point, right, it will actually help you to descend the qi so that you won't be always coughing out. And you should be able to feel a relief within 3 breaths. So like normally what I'll do is I will like press in, then I will then I will massage a bit. Now I'll press in again, then I will okay, so that is how you actually activate this point. And this point being a mu point, it's called mu xue. Okay, it's actually a very, very important point for the diagnosis of lung diseases. Okay, and like I said, like for those people who actually have some lung issues like bronchitis, asthma, whatever, or even like COVID, cysts in the lungs, etc., will actually have a very sensitive reaction to this point. Okay, so press gently, don't go so hard yet. Okay, when you are more comfortable, then you press a bit harder. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, let's look at the comparison. Some people say, but I also go for acupuncture lah, gua sha lah, cupping lah. What is the difference? Okay, so acupuncture, cupping, and gua sha, usually you need somebody to do it for you. And I usually advise that you have a proper practitioner, because you can actually get burned, or you can accidentally puncture the lung, that kind of thing. Okay, for our machine gua sha, okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, so we have a few heads, so I like to use this home head where I feel that it really goes into the acute points. Okay, so this one I can cover multiple points easily. Okay, I can actually extract out the toxins with the gel. I'll show you what I mean later. And there's no pain, and on top of that, there's no side effects, and you can even use it on kids. Okay, so this is some of the effects that we have seen, okay, with the spa machine. Okay, so this is somebody who actually was having sleepless night, one of my clients. He has been relying on sleeping pills for 3 months just to sleep already. And can you see, this is the toxin that we extracted out from the lung channel. Okay, he really couldn't sleep. And that night itself, immediately after the detox, he said, wow, I haven't slept so well in a long time after COVID. Okay, and this one of our partners in the US, okay, she was really sick. And you can see that after COVID, she actually can 补回, okay, that 憔悴 look, that very, like, very sick and fragile look, okay. And then on kids, okay, this machine has actually helped to reduce fever as well. Okay, it was very, very effective for this workshop attendee of mine. She went back and tested on her little girl. Okay, and then this one is qi stagnation. Okay, so if your qi is not moving, flowing smoothly, okay, you might have qi stagnation, and this is 5 times with qi stagnation. Okay. Okay, so this is the color of the gel. The color of the gel will tell what's the condition of your body. Okay, if it turns watery, you're having high inflammation. Milky white is high acidic content and is very tired. Okay, if it's grayish, it tells you that actually your body has a lot of heavy metals. If it turns yellowish sticky, it's lymphatic toxins extracted. And if you get bubbles, it's basically a lot of wind. Okay, I'll show you what's my color later. Okay, so this is this gray actually came out of a lump on someone's back. Okay, so that is water retention. Okay. This came out of a trigger finger. Okay, so you know anybody with trigger finger, you can actually tell them about this. You can really help the trigger finger. So this is the wind coming out, and this is the clean gel, this is the used gel. And this was on my spleen, liver, and lung, spleen, liver, kidney, meridian channel, all the toxins coming out. Okay, so this is my colors of COVID. Okay, so on the first day, it was actually full of inflammation and toxins. Can you see the white gel and the bubble and the wind? Okay, and then the third day, remember I recovered 80%.
Sylvia, sometimes you're a bit soft, you know. Are you speaking into something?
Yeah. Is it okay now? Can you
This is
hear?
way better, but yeah, better.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, is this better? Okay, let me hold this here. Okay, so day 3 itself, it was water and it was like inflammation, but it was so much better. It was so much better than this. Okay, and then I don't know why. Remember, I was telling you like day 6, I started coughing again. So this is day 8. I have been ART negative for 2 days already, but my detox was still very, very bad. And after I heard the day 16, I finally, day 10, I finally know why, because I need to actually detox my lung meridian more. It's actually moved into my lungs, okay? Because white toxins equal high inflammation. Can you see I got better, then I got worse? Okay, that's because I was negligent. I didn't know that the virus will actually move into the lungs and it can actually cause havoc like that. Okay, but now I know. Okay, so yes, so people who say, hey, didn't you do TCM, like your cupping and whatever? Okay, so this is my back. So this, the darker the spots, the more wind you have in your body lah. Okay, so this is my week 1 post-COVID situation. Okay, this is super scary. Okay, I have not seen something like this since my back got injured. It was so bad, and it just feels as if the body is so heavy and it doesn't want to move and it's so tired. It's like I just want to sleep some more. And can you imagine, I just came out of a 7-day quarantine, right? And I self-imposed 1 more day, 8 day, wow, still like so bad. Okay, and then this is week 2. So every week I go back to my TCM to just do cupping and take out the wind. So this is week 2. So you can see actually week 2 slightly better, right? And then I was very, very surprised because end of week 2, before week 3, we actually had a spa party where we spa each other's back. Okay, can you see what the spa has done for me? It has actually taken out all my wind, I barely had any spots. And the TCM was actually very surprised. Wow, 你不是刚刚好 meh? Why your wind no more? Because you actually will see this kind of wind at least up to 5 weeks after COVID one. Okay, yeah, so she was very surprised. Wow, I week 3 already recovered. So that was because I actually managed to spa my back. Okay. Oh, and then Huiswan asked me to actually share a little bit about my experience with TCM medicine as well. Okay, so the TCM actually told my friend the must finish 2 boxes of Lianhua. Okay, must finish. Okay, no matter whether you like it or not, you must finish this. Okay, and then usually I recommend this 2 day, 1 to 2 packs a day. Okay, especially if you're having the high fever and all that kind of thing. Okay, and then next, okay, this one immediately after Lianhua, you must switch to this thing called Qingfei. Okay, Qingfei, you must finish the whole box. You must finish 1 whole box, okay? Yeah, if you don't finish 1 box, maybe you can finish about 5 days and then you see how you feel. And if you're still coughing after this too, okay, you can actually get the almond fig tea and add this thing called Sim Su Sat. Okay, I know it says pediatric, okay, which means that actually kids can take it as well. But I mean, I took it and it was really, really good for me. Yeah. Then of course, on top of that, I took all our permanent supplement as well. That's why I recovered so fast, Yeah. Okay, so some people ask, hey, I already have TCM, I already have my Western medicine. So is that enough? Okay, so there's this clinical study done. Okay, so for me, I'm very clinical. I like to look at clinical study. Okay, but I think that's very accurate. There's like research being done. Why not look at what's out there? Okay, so Xuan Fei Pai Tu, that's the one. This one, they call it different name in different cities. So this university in China also actually is Wuhan Hospital of TCM. They actually did a clinical study. They wanted to know if they put in TCM together with Western medicine, okay, what is the effects? Okay, so they found out that there was a disappearance rate of major symptoms, including fever, cold, fatigue, was actually better when you combine this TCM together with the conventional medicine. Okay, so that there was an improvement. Okay, then on top of that, they also found that but despite this being good, that means if you combine TCM with traditional conventional medicine, it's already good. Okay, but it actually has no significant difference on other symptoms. Okay, so the fever, cough, fatigue, all these help. Okay, but other symptoms such as shortness of breath, chest tightness, insomnia, chill, headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, no change. Okay, whether you took conventional medicine or you took conventional medicine plus TCM, no change. Okay, you know what does that mean? It means that we need something else. We need more. Okay, so what is more? Okay, so for COVID recovery, nutrition is not an option, it's a necessity. Okay, because as you can see, our clinical study has been done already. Okay, even with conventional medicine and TCM, not enough. Okay, you actually need nutrition. Okay, why? Because like I said, after fighting a battle, okay, you need to replenish back what's lost. Okay, so before I invite Sharon back, I will show you all some of my food therapy lah. Okay, so this is what I like. So white food generally will actually help your lungs. Okay, so I like to cook this papaya almond white fungus. Okay, I also like to cook this coconut almond white fungus chicken soup, and also you can cook this chuan bei xue li. Okay, so remember, as long as you are cooking white food, you are nourishing back the lung yin, okay, for your body. Okay, and on top of that, of course, you definitely need supplements. Okay, why? Because you have just finished fighting a battle. Okay, you really need everything you can to actually recover back. Okay, I will invite Sharon back to actually tell you all a little bit more about the nutrition side. She is the best person to do so.
Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so I actually followed quite a bit of Sylvia's advice. So when I had COVID, my recovery was also quite well, and I only reached moderate stage. Food therapy was something which I followed very closely as well. So I included white fungus in a lot of my food for a few weeks. Okay, so I'm now going to introduce you the warriors that will help you to fight the battle when you're having COVID or even after COVID. Okay, so as Sylvia mentioned, nutrition is very important. And what we do with supplements is we target the source as well as we fill in the gap. So immunity is one thing. Want to improve immunity, you want to have more antioxidant. And earlier on, she mentioned cordyceps is one tonic which is very good for lungs. And what we have here is what we call Cordymax. So there has been studies done that showed cordyceps works for patients with lung fibrosis, those patients who had suffered from SARS. Okay. And also for cordyceps, it improves immune system as well. It has got anti-aging properties. For those who has got diabetes, this also has got additional advantage. It's also good for heart health, lowers cholesterol. It's anti-inflammatory. There are some studies that show it has got some anti-tumor properties. It boosts sex drives, good for kidney health, including those who has got different stages of kidney issues, rejuvenate skin as well as improve endurance during exercise. Okay, so why do people take cordyceps? Okay, not just for energy, but it's for general well-being. Okay, so there's daily treatment of daily dosages of cordyceps actually helps with good health. And Cordymax, which is our particular Pharmanex brand, has got this CS4, which is a strain of cordyceps that has been recognized in China to have health benefits. And more than 15 years of research was done for this. Okay. So we're going to show you a YouTube video about quality of it using Lingzhi, which is another TCM supplement under Pharmanex. Okay, so you're able to click on the link. Just give us a moment.
Can you see?
Anyone able to see the video? No, not able to.
Is this okay?
Yeah. So when it comes to supplements, right, one thing is we need to make sure of its bioavailability. That means how well can it be absorbed by our body. So it's a comparison of two different brands of Lingzhi. The one that's under Pharmanex, which is Reishi Max, right? actually gets dissolved in the water as compared to the other brand. Okay, so the next supplement which I'm going to share with you about is actually a green tea extract. Okay, so there has been studies that show that green tea does have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties. Okay, and green tea is also, and our extract tea green has got 97% of, sorry, are we at the slide now? Okay.
Yep.
97% of polyphenols, which is known to be very effective for boosting immunity. And it also shows that it has got some positive effect for those who has got COVID. Good thing about this is 99.5% free of caffeine. Okay, then the third supplement is Get Juice, which is a combination of 4 superfruit juice. So it has got what we call lipokeratin, which is a matrix of carotenoids as well as fatty acids. So this allows the vitamins in this juice to be more to be bioavailable for our body, and it's very suitable for children from 9 months old all the way up. It has got lycopene. It has got 70 times more lycopene as compared to tomatoes. It has got Siberian pineapple, Chinese lycium, which is fruit, wolfberry, as well as cili fruit. Yes, as what Rizwan said, it's very ideal for those who don't like to swallow pills. So for children, this will be very easy for them if they have got if they have got COVID. And yes, I drank a lot of this when I had COVID. I finished 1 bottle in 2 days. Okay, and the fourth one, remember we are talking about brain fog, headache, even those who has got giddiness, right? The fourth supplement is Bio Ginkgo. Okay, so Bio Ginkgo, that's under Pharmanex, is actually the safest and most effective ginkgo biloba in the world. And there's more than 40 clinical studies that was done on it, and many tests to show that it's safe, because ginkgo is known to be toxic. And a lot of supplements out there, if you find that it contains ginkgo, right? It's actually the ginkgo leaf that's effective, but there's no regulation. So even if they put the ginkgo root inside, right, they still can label it as ginkgo. Okay, so BioGinkgo helps with stimulating memory, concentration, promotes circulation to brain, arm, legs, also boosts antioxidants. And one reason why it actually helps a lot is our brain requires 20% of oxygen. So when our lungs are affected, it also affects the oxygen level in our brain. This is one reason why some people suffer from brain fog for that long. Okay. So next, I'm going to invite okay, I'm going to share with you some of the friends who has actually taken all the supplements. Okay, so the first one actually took Codimax, and she felt better. Okay, because it helps to nourish the lung bag. And another friend took G3 and Codimax, and because her child is young, so she was taking G3 to build up her immunity as well. And we also use tea green, which is a green tea extract, as a form of gargle, okay, because it relieves the throat, and also it actually helps for recovery. Okay, so the third one is also someone who actually took tea green, and she only took tea green during her whole period where she was tested positive for COVID. Okay, nothing else. And she also improved. So now I'm going to invite Rizwan to share with us her experience of suffering from COVID. She had it about a month back.
Yeah. Hey, you wanna pin me?
Yeah, you are pinned, but your video is off.
Oh,
Okay, it's on now.
oh, okay. Everyone can hear and see me? Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's
Anyway,
great.
my sharing actually has to do with mainly this one, this organic spa, because like I mean, I never know I never really studied the symptoms of COVID. I only hear people say they got bad sore throat and all that, but I felt none of that. But I had a headache. So this was the thing that I use every single morning. That's why I'm very fortunate. I only took Panadol once. That's it. Yeah. So first 2 mornings I woke up with a headache, and this was the spa is the one that I would use to. I didn't even know the points, and then later on was actually May who said, "Hey, the lung meridian is this." So like, oh, all I did was follow this, and then because there was pain here and all that. So of course I did here as well. So this is it. Every morning I did about 20 minutes of this. And then the rest of the day, no headache. So I only had headache for I think 2 or 3 days. Yeah, so this spa machine really is helpful for COVID, because COVID also you cannot go massage, all right? Because you are being isolated. So you really need to do self-defense, and this is really a very good um, yeah, it's a very good machine. Yeah. I bought it for beauty, but in the end, I used it to cure pain. Yeah. Okay. Over to you,
Thank
Sean.
you, Hui Swan. Yeah, actually, it was same for me. I was doing a lot of DIY meridian therapy when I was in quarantine. So I actually came out feeling very fresh. Yeah. Okay, next. We actually have workshops conducted by Sylvia, and she's offering a 1 hour advanced meridian therapy workshop, okay, which is more in depth on how we can combine meridian points for maximum effect, as well as there's a 30 minutes one-on-one consultation for chronic pain or immunity issue. Usual rate for this session is $99, but if you RSVP by today, you can get a special rate of $48. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself to ask us now. Let me check the chat.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, a friend of mine has got migraine. I mean, feels more migraines after catching and recovering from COVID. She's wondering how to get rid of it.
Sylvia?
Sylvia, you are muted. Yeah, okay.
Hey, you're muted, Sylvia.
Oh, dear. Oh, is this okay?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So, remember just now I was telling you about the various stages of COVID. Okay, so there's actually a few different levels of defense we have in our body. So usually, right, when the COVID first, it will come to the nose and then the throat and then before it goes to the lungs, right? So after the lungs, okay, where is the qi level? So we have 胃气营血. Okay, which literally translate to first it will hit your defense. That's where you start having your running nose and all that. Okay, then after the weight level, which is your defense level, it will actually affect your qi level. Okay, so that is where some people actually feel breathless and all that. Okay, so after it has actually hit this level, the next one that it will attack is your yin. Okay, yin is actually your stomach energy. And that's the reason why a lot of people actually have a post-COVID stomach issues. Okay. And then last but not least, the fourth stage is actually 血. Okay. So 胃气营血. Okay. 血 is actually when it goes into the blood. And when it goes into the blood, it actually can go all over the body. Okay. And the headache, right, along which channel is actually a sign of this virus already in the blood level, okay, and it's actually going all over your body and wreaking havoc. Okay, so especially the migraine and all that, you really want to address it and you want to lower that toxicity in your body as soon as possible. Okay, I would actually recommend tea green. Just now Sharon highlighted tea green will help lower the heat very quickly. And then of course, to do the spa as well as the G3, because G3 is very good for nerves and migraine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Any other questions?
Thanks.
But definitely the spa and that Herku point, okay, Susan?
Okay.
Okay, Huisong was asking, the session with you is face to face, right?
Yes, yes, that's right. Actually, please ask the person who actually invited you about the spa, because the spa is really, really good. Yeah.
Okay, if no one has got any other questions, thank you so much for joining us.
The spa, any type of person can take or cannot, like
If you have a pacemaker, I usually don't recommend.
Mm.
Yeah. You have to be a bit more
Pacemaker not
careful. Yeah,
advisable.
huh? Yeah.
Those who
And
has
of
got
course,
pacemaker, those who are pregnant.
yes, correct. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, we just want to be, really careful. Yeah, it's better to play safe. Yeah. So like even some of the points I was telling you, if you are pregnant, whatever, cannot press. Yeah.
What
Okay.
about cancer patients?
Oh, cancer patient, no problem. Okay. Of course, it depends on where is the cancer as well, lah. I think for detox is very, very good for them. Yeah, but of
Okay.
course, always consult your doctor. Yeah, that will be better. Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Yes, yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. And
Yes.
Yeah, just checking. Okay, just now you mentioned about all those meridian points. So if we were to press ourselves, sometimes we don't even know whether we are pressing the right points, and maybe certain areas may be a bit, so wide. So how do we know that we are pressing correctly, or I mean, we might be pressing wrongly, and it may have not having the effect or wrong effect.
okay, so that's a very good question, and usually we won't have a wrong effect lah, except like of course some of the points when you are pregnant cannot press lah. That's the only thing lah. Okay, but usually the best thing about meridian therapy is that there's no side effects. Okay, and also our spa anyhow use also you will have positive effect, no negative effect one. But only thing is on the tummy make sure if you are using it on the tummy, okay, do this way okay. So it's from the right to the left and then down. Okay, because that's how your intestine is actually arranged. If you do the other side, you just have a little bit of constipation, that's all. Okay, and how do you actually know that you press the point correctly? Okay, is when you feel that, okay, so normally I'll activate the point with my breathing. So for example, always start with the left because that's where the heart is, remember? Okay, then when you press, so normally this one, I will press it like that. Okay, if I press it like that, okay, I will breathe in and then when I breathe out, I will go, then you press it in. Okay, then you breathe in, and then breathe out, you go, and then you press it in. Okay, so that is the best way to actually activate the point together with your breath. Okay, and how do you know you got it right? Okay, so like I said just now, two ways lah. If you have no pain, it's either you hit the wrong point or you have no jam. Okay, but usually point like Herku will be a little bit more tender one. So even if no jam, you will feel a bit seng. Okay, like a bit like, oh, it's a bit like icky kind, And like, for example, when we do this, okay, some people, I tell them do this, like this, they do this or they do this. They are not hitting the right point. Okay, when you hit the right point, you will feel like that kind of feeling. Okay, you will feel something when you do this. So it's literally hit this point against this point. Okay, like that. Yeah, so you can try it.
Your backache, let's say, then you're supposed to press here, but you won't even know which point to press because it's quite freshy here, right? So it's like you can't even really actually press all the way in. And how long are you supposed to, let's say, press?
So that's why for physical, like just now, remember we cover four way you can move your qi, right? So number one is when you go for massage. Number two is when you exercise. Number three is you gua sha. That means you like take something and you rub okay? And then number four, when we do electrotherapy gua sha, okay, that actually can take out the obstruction and the toxins much better. So like, remember just now I said the four ways, okay? So if you are just rubbing, okay, like I use my roller, that's the physical movement. Okay, like there's like a massage or like a, just moving it, just rolling it, like you just roll like that, right? Okay, so 一定痛的 is definitely painful one, because actually post COVID, a lot of people, the whole body is aching, right? The whole body is like just aching like crazy. Okay, so what I will recommend is that if you have the spa, take out the spa and use even if you don't feel like using it, I tell you, after you use already, you will thank yourself because you will feel so good. Especially during COVID, I tell you, you really 病到不懂这样怎样了, you really sick until crazy already. But when you take out the spa and use, you really feel so much better. So what I do is I take my Korean drama and I, spa lor. Yeah. So your question, like how do you know whether you press right or whatever, or how to actually hit the point? Actually, I will advise you first go and get a roller. I think that's quite easy to do. Okay, because you can roll quite easily. And then the second thing is, if you don't have a spa, well, consider getting a spa, because you can hit a lot of points with current a lot better. Yeah.
I went for acupuncture as well as a massage. Usually after doing it, I felt very good, but after a few more days, you will come back again. So it's like, doesn't last.
So that's the reason why, if you saw my picture of the tree, right? So I was getting better, but it was too slow. Like my body, okay, so actually I like what Sharon said before. Sharon actually said that, in this modern society, it's really due to our own nutrition and lymphatic that we flush out the toxins in our body. Okay, we are not living in like highland mountain, that kind of thing already. If you don't have proper nutrition, if your lymphatic is slow, you'll be suffering for a super long time, So like what you say, actually you might have accumulated it, or in that session, right, it has not cleared, your issues. Yeah. So that session itself, it has not fully cleared your issue. You might need a few more sessions. And actually for me, I still find that 电疗 is the fastest. When you actually take out whatever is obstructing it. So I give you a story. I actually have a client that come and see me, right? She has been seeing a specialist for a while for her heel pain. Okay, she has very, very bad heel pain, and the specialist tell her, 这个要开刀, you need to have an operation because there is a lump of fluid that is pressing on your nerve at that particular point and is causing you this pain. Okay, she only used the spa one time at that point, and the pain is forever gone. Yeah, we just remove that obstruction that is like trapped down there. And I say, fluid very easy to remove. Yeah, with the electrotherapy, very fast it's gone already, and it was just one session. Her pain never came back. And she spent thousands of dollars with a foot specialist, just to do shock treatment, don't know do what, all sorts of things. So if you have been going to TCM or whatever, and you do your 针灸, whatever, maybe the next thing you need is actually nutrition, or the next thing you need is electrotherapy, right? 电一下可能会比较好一点. Yeah, so you can consider that. Like, I can ask the person who invited you about this 电 therapy. Okay, our spa is really, really good.
Sounds a bit scary, like 电疗, like.
Yeah. So if you do the TCM way, right, like you put a needle, then you put the current, right, that one is very ouch, right, But actually for the spa, it feels really comfortable. There's no ouch feeling at all, unless you have a cut. Let's say for example, you have a cut, then you put the gel, then you 电 over, then you被电到 because you have a cut. But if you have no cut, your skin is okay, then you don't have to worry. No pain, in fact, very comfortable. When you take out all the toxins, then you will know what I mean.
It's actually 电疗, is it?
Yes, so we actually use galvanic current, which is positive and negative current, together with a gel that has actually chrysanthemum enzymes as well as citrus extract that will actually take out the toxins that is causing you this pain. Yeah. So I think that's all we have. If you have questions, feel free to stick around. But I think those who want to go and rest or whatever, please go ahead. Yeah.
Sylvia,
Thank you, Anne, for all your questions. Yeah.
There's one question about the venue.
They can actually come by to my clinic, or I can actually see them at Odeon Towers. Yeah.
Okay, one last question, Sylvia.
Yeah.
You were saying that if a person got cough and all this, it is good to take cordyceps together with tea green, is it?
Yes, that's right.
How many times a day?
Oh, so for Cordy Max, right, you can actually take it 4 caps a day, morning and night.
4 caps.
Yes,
what,
after
morning?
food. Yes, correct.
Okay.
And actually, if you go to the 中央 whatever, they will tell you it's cordyceps that will actually help you bring the qi back and nourish the lungs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tea
And then
green.
rather than, yes, and tea green, what it does, it actually fight the virus in the throat. So I tell you how I take. Just now I forgot to add my 莲花 also, I open up and take one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I open up and take. I don't swallow the capsule because it must hit your throat. Your 莲花, your tea green, everything, it must hit your throat.
But that Chinese linghua that you showed just now,
Yes.
correct me if it's wrong. People say unless you get COVID, then you take that. If you
Yes,
don't have,
unless you get COVID, then you take. You don't COVID, don't go and take.
Don't
You
take.
too young, okay? You're not
Okay.
supposed to take medicine if you're not sick. Cordymax is a supplement, it's not a medicine. Okay?
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
for nutrition to help you fight back.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hope that helps you.
Yeah.
And then drink a lot of water, okay? It will actually help you with your lung because our lungs, we actually need the water to dispel out whatever is the white dots. Just now I show you all the slides of the white dots, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sylvia, one question. I forgot
Yes.
what's the general direction up or downwards in different parts of the body? What's the general rule for that?
Which part of the body are you looking at? Normally we have this rule called
downwards or
阴上.
up? Yeah.
So normally we have this rule called 阴上阳下 lah. So if you are doing gua sha, right? So for example, the lung meridian channel is on the inside of the hand, is considered yin channel. Okay, you have to comb it towards yourself. Okay, you have to comb it towards you if you are doing the traditional gua sha. But if you are doing the spa, which go the current technology, you don't have to. Okay, so I give you an example lah. Okay, it's like if in the olden days, they don't have the 洗衣机, they have to hand wash, and it's very 坎坷, you know what I mean? It's like they have to hand wash the clothes. But now you have the washing machine. Of course, you use machine wash lah. Why you want to use hand wash? Correct or not? So this is technology. So if you have no technology and then you're using the physical way of the gua sha, then the yin you have to comb, yin shang you have to comb out lah. Okay, yang is xia, the outside you have to comb down. So it's like your hand yin shang and then yang xia like that. Okay, yeah. When you come to my course, we'll teach more.
But you say if you're using the galvanic spa, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can just go like that. Okay, the toxins will come out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, great. So as we say, if you find this useful, please share with your friend. And then please let us know your feedback as well. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
thanks for all the questions as well. I hope I answered everything.